I have some bad news. They've been trying to stop us at the Rebel for more than 2 years, and I think they finally figured out how to do it. So I'm worried, and I need your help if we're going to survive. The good news is we knew this was coming, so we've been working on a plan to survive. I'll give you the details of that plan in a moment. But first, you know they want to stop us, right? I mean, they've tried everything to kill the Rebel. Left-wing civil servants in government departments across the country have been blacklisting us from any public advertising budgets. That's illegal, by the way. It's like ad scam, but they don't care. Justin Trudeau's fixer, Gerald Butts, he's obsessed with us on Twitter. He can't stand any media that isn't obedient to his best friend, but he hates the Rebel the most because we're one of the few media that don't act like Trudeau's royalty. Rachel Notley, she hates us even more. Remember, she actually sent an armed sheriff to stop our reporter, Sheila Gunn-Reid? These people will do anything. When we have public events like book launches at hotels like this one in Toronto, left-wing thugs threatened the hotel, so they canceled on us. And then there's outright street violence, like when the leftists, this one, punched Sheila, or when this leftist grabbed Lauren Southern, or when this leftist pepper sprayed Gavin McInnes, or when this Muslim gang in the UK smashed Tommy Robinson's car and tried to run him off the road. So, yeah, they've tried everything to stop the Rebel, but none of it has worked so far. None of it really even scared me, to be candid, but then I saw this just this week. It's from the official YouTube blog, and I pay attention to that because YouTube is how we get our message out. We have more than 850,000 YouTube subscribers. We're one of the biggest YouTube news channels in the world, by far the biggest in Canada. We're growing so fast we'll be bigger than the official White House YouTube channel in just a few months. It's great. It's how people find us, YouTube. All over the world, our stuff goes viral every day. We don't even have a marketing budget. It's just word of mouth, people sharing it. But relying on YouTube is also a weakness for us, because what if they decide to cut us off one day? YouTube is owned by Google, and we know they've been slowly tightening their restrictions around free speech, especially conservative speech. I first got worried about YouTube when a senior Google executive, Eric Schmidt, wrote an essay proposing a spell check, but for hate, which really could mean anything. I mean, who decides what's hateful versus what's just passionate? Why is a Black Lives Matter video passionate, but an anti-carbon tax video hateful? Who would make that decision? Eric Schmidt and his San Francisco liberal friends? Can you imagine that? A spell check for wrongthink? You're typing something and your computer just fixes it. It thinks you're feeling the wrong feeling, so it auto-corrects you. That's what he was talking about. Justin Trudeau loves that kind of censorship thinking. Here he is meeting with Eric Schmidt last year. Oh, and then Trudeau went on to force through his motion to ban Islamophobia. So I was getting nervous. And then it happened. On August 1st, YouTube announced it. And this is what I'm really worried about. They called it an update to fight terror content online. Well, that sounds good. We're all against terrorism, except it's weird. Most of the time when we do a video against terrorism on the Rebel, YouTube refuses to put any ads on it. They demonetize us. They punish us. And they sometimes suppress our anti-terrorism videos further. They seem to do that when we criticize Islam or criticize Hillary Clinton or criticize things that a left-wing activist like Schmidt might be sensitive about. So I read this new YouTube policy just out August 1st, and it does start out, indeed, talking about terrorism as an actual violence or incitement to violence, but then it moves quickly to what YouTube calls controversial ideas. But hang on, that could mean anything. That does mean us, because we talk about the controversies of the day. We're news. Here's what YouTube says they're going to start doing to YouTube channels like ours, and I quote, "Tougher standards. We'll soon be applying tougher treatment to videos that aren't illegal, but have been flagged by users as potential violations of our policies on hate speech and violent extremism. If we find that these videos don't violate our policies, but contain controversial religious or supremacist content, they will be placed in a limited state." So they're not just banning terrorist videos, which I support, by the way. I support banning videos that promote violence, sure. But they're saying they're banning things that are not illegal, things that are just controversial, or just, did you get that? Potentially controversial, according to some complainer online. Well, all of our content is potentially controversial, especially to thin-skinned whiners on the left, like Justin Trudeau and Rachel Notley, to name a couple. Isn't it funny that the YouTube policy says it's about banning terrorism, but when you read it, it's actually about banning perfectly legal controversies that don't even violate their own rules? And isn't it funny that the very day that YouTube released their new policy on controversial people, August 1st, they shut down the YouTube account of our friend Professor Jordan Peterson. Google has disabled my main account, he writes. No explanation given. Cannot access my YouTube channel. That's incredible. No notice, nothing, just blocked. Professor Peterson has nearly 360,000 YouTube subscribers. They weren't shy about just nuking him and all of his work. Now, they eventually put it back up. But for how long till they take it down for good? I don't know if YouTube decide to attack Professor Peterson themselves or if someone asked them to do so. Like when Justin Trudeau's office asked that Google delete conservative links. Remember this? Headline: Google deletes Harper web results upon Liberals' request. Google has fielded requests from Liberals to remove search results linking to websites made when Harper was in office. And they did. Google actually did. They obeyed Justin Trudeau's orders to delete links to Stephen Harper's historical records, just like Google obeys Chinese censorship orders from the government there. And that's what worries me. Look, I've been sued before. I've been prosecuted in human rights kangaroo courts before. I don't like it, but at least there's a process. There's some transparency. There's some hopefully neutral decision maker. You know who made the complaint, but not here. YouTube just shut down Jordan Peterson one day, didn't tell him anything. He'll never even know who pulled the trigger on him. Was it Leslie Church? Look at her interesting career path. Look at her LinkedIn page. She worked for 3 years with the Liberal Party when Michael Ignatieff was their leader. Then she worked for 3 years as the head of public affairs at Google. And then after helping to get Trudeau elected, she went straight back to work for the Liberals, where she is now the chief of staff for the Heritage Minister. It's a revolving door between the Liberal Party and Google, which owns YouTube. Look at who Google has as their senior lobbyist in Ottawa. Lindsay Doyle. Well, Doyle worked closely with Leslie Church in the Liberal Party, still works with Leslie Church now. One inside the Liberals, one inside Google. Old friends working on a common purpose, supporting the Liberals by politicizing Google. It's so cozy. Trudeau was even happy to come and do some corporate PR work for Google when they opened an office in Kitchener last year. He does them a favor, they do him a favor. Liberals work both sides of those deals. How cozy. Of course, Google deleted Harper's pages. Of course they did. Friends take care of each other in the Liberal Party. We know Trudeau obsesses about the rebel. We know his Heritage Department is right now studying how to implement their M103 Islamophobia censorship motion, and former Google executive Leslie Church is running that project. We held the largest rally in Canada against M103, that Islamophobia censorship motion. Of course they're targeting us. Of course they are. And check this out. This is from that same YouTube censorship announcement on August 1st, but lower down, buried a bit in the story. They say, quote, "Over the past weeks, we have begun working with more than 15 additional expert NGOs and institutions through our Trusted Flagger program, including the Anti-Defamation League, the No Hate Speech Movement, and the Institute for Strategic Dialogue. These organizations bring expert knowledge of complex issues like hate speech," unquote. So, yeah, not really about terrorism, was it? It's about politics and hate speech, which is any speech that Liberals happen to hate. The Anti-Defamation League they mentioned, it's a far-left lobby group that's literally run by a former senior aide to Barack Obama named Jonathan Greenblatt. He's not a civil rights activist. He's not some expert. He's not a neutral party. In fact, he just can't stop attacking Donald Trump. In the past few weeks alone, he's called Trump racist, sexist, anti-gay, even condemned Trump's speech in Poland, which was very pro-Jewish, for example. So Greenblatt's ADL is going to be choosing who's banned or not from YouTube. Well, you know how that's going to go. They've actually already fingered us. Here's a smear from the ADL just last month. It's called "From Alt-Right to Alt-Light, Naming the Hate." Well, it names us 3 times. We're pro-Jewish, if you haven't detected that. We just did a big pro-Israel trip in the spring. But they equate us with Nazis. Me, Ezra Isaac Levant, they equate us with Nazi groups. So yeah, if Justin Trudeau doesn't order the Jordan Peterson treatment for us, or Leslie Church, or Lindsay Doyle, or Eric Schmidt, well, The Obama extremists at the ADL will probably do it themselves. Our reporter Laura Loomer tried to confront the ADL about their anti-conservative bigotry just last month. They refused to meet with her. Of course they did. They're not about debating, they're about deleting. So do you think we have a few years left on YouTube before we're banned? Maybe a few months? Maybe a few days? Maybe this video itself will be taken down by YouTube. I think it's only a matter of time. So what then? I mean, that'll kill us. We rely on YouTube. We're huge on YouTube, 850,000 subscribers. But if Trudeau says kill us, Google will kill us. They'll shut down our account. They'll cut you off. I'm certain it's coming. I just don't know when. But I've got a plan, and I call the plan, They Can't Stop Us. And you can read the plan at theycan'tstopus.com. Here's the plan. We're going to build an app, short for an application, what used to be called software. We're going to build an app that we own, not owned by YouTube. An app that you can use to watch us on your smartphone. We'll have both an Apple iPhone and an Android version of the app, plus a version for your laptop computer or even for your TV set at home through Roku or Apple TV. We've actually been working on this app for months. We think it'll be ready in September. It'll be a free app. You can download it for free. You can watch all our short videos on it for free, just like always. But we will own the app. So no one can have that power over us again. No one can have that power over you again. The app will have everything in it, not just all our videos that are right now on YouTube, all 6,500 of them, but it'll have our TV shows too, like the paywall stuff, like my daily Ezra Levant show. And we're launching more shows after Labor Day, so the timing's perfect. The app will have other things in it too, pretty cool things like all the social media feeds right in it, like Twitter, Facebook, but also special notifications from us to you. Again, something that can never be blocked by an outside company. No third-party company will get in your way of watching our stuff. The app will continue to work with YouTube until the moment YouTube does a Professor Peterson on us and kills our account there. But guess what? That very moment, we push a button and we go 100% self-sufficient with our own video player that no one can take away from us or from you. The app will run videos from our video player. We're going to stay on YouTube as long as we can. Look, we like them, even though they hate our guts. We like YouTube and how people can search for us and browse and share. But when their love for Justin Trudeau exceeds their love for freedom of speech for conservatives, which is happening, well, we have another place to go with this app where Trudeau's lobbyist friends can't touch us or touch you. So what do you think? I think it's like the ant and the grasshopper. It's great now, right? It's sunny now. We could just enjoy things now like the grasshopper, or we could get busy preparing for the winter like the ant. I say let's prepare. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe YouTube will suddenly become nonpartisan and suddenly respect free speech for conservatives. I doubt it. All signs show the opposite happening. Having the app will be great anyways. It'll have so many fun things to use and be easy to use. We should build it anyways. But if YouTube does come to kill our account there, well, it's like a lifeboat, isn't it? I don't even think we have a choice here. But look, we don't have the budget to do this on our own. We're not the CBC that gets $1.5 billion a year from Justin Trudeau and acts like it. We're 100% independent. We can't afford this. But at the same time, we can't afford not to do this. That's why we need your help. Developing the app is going to cost a lot of money, $120,000 for it to have all the functions I mentioned, all the fun notifications, all the social media, to play all the video content. I know that's a ton of money, but we've shopped around and we just can't get what we're looking for done right, done quickly for anything less. And then to integrate that with our video player system that hosts the videos and with our payment system, that integration, that's $19,000. I know that's a lot, but we need it so you can order things and pay for things in the app if you want to, like our paywall shows and buy merchandise if you want to. So it's what they call a freemium app. It's free. All our short videos are free. But if you also want to buy some stuff while you're there, you can. What we're really doing is making our own little YouTube alternative, aren't we? And once we get up and running, when YouTube finally bans us, and we put everything up on the app and put the videos on our proprietary video player instead of on YouTube, we estimate that's going to cost $90,000 to build the video player that runs videos in the app, that serves up all the gigabytes worth of videos on demand, quickly, in high def, to replace what YouTube now gives us for free. So if you're adding it all up, that's more than $229,000 right there. But what's the alternative? To just stop? No, they can't stop us. There are other costs. For example, to move over our 6,500 videos from YouTube to the app, now that's about $13,000. Again, sounds nuts, I know, but that's $2 a video. We have so many videos. Again, we have to do it. If YouTube kills our account, they just shut it down. We'll lose access to all those videos. We can't. We need to keep them safe from Trudeau and Notley and their Google lobbyist friends. There are other costs, other bells and whistles we can add later to make it even more fun. But right now, I'm just talking about building a basic ark for when the flood comes. We have to do two more things. We have to upgrade our existing TV apps for Roku and Apple TV. That's 20 grand. That's to allow them to play all our free videos. And 40 grand to upgrade our computer software and servers at our headquarters here to make all this work. There's a lot of horsepower. We're building an alternative to YouTube. That's what it costs to make your own conservative alternative to YouTube, and to make it better too. So you can take it on the go in a beautiful, easy to use app on your phone that seamlessly works at your home, on your TV, on your laptop, everything in one place. No more signing in and then signing in again. I know that's a lot of money, because we're really building a conservative replacement for YouTube, because they are becoming a wing of the Liberal Party in Canada and the Democratic Party in the US. That's why they want to kill us. You see, if we were just a tiny little blog, they wouldn't care, right? I mean, you remember when we just launched The Rebel and we filmed our very first video literally in my living room? It was such a laugh. Al Jazeera made fun of us. Oh, what a joke we were. Well, we're getting 20 million views a month or so these days. We're no joke now. It's why they want to stop us. That's why we have to build something they can never take away from us, no matter what Trudeau and Notley and Google say. Can you please help? We need to finish the app, and we need it the sooner the better. I have no idea if Google plans to come for us like they came for Professor Peterson, and we won't know until the moment it happens. They're sneaky that way. Now, altogether, that's $302,000. I know that's a lot. It's the biggest expense we've ever had in our history. By the way, that's what the CBC spends of your tax dollars in 1 hour and 45 minutes. I did the math. So yeah, it's a joke to the CBC and to Google and to the Liberals, but it's the biggest thing we've ever done, and it's a matter for our survival. Look, a lot of powerful people want us dead. George Soros himself once sued me to shut me up. Now his buddy Justin Trudeau is in tight with YouTube. We're not safe on YouTube because we're conservative. Please help us make our new home. I don't want to just survive. I want to thrive. I want to prove that no matter what the elites say, no matter what tricks they try to pull, we can give people the news and commentary and activism that they want. I don't want YouTube to cut us off from you, and I hope you don't want YouTube to cut you off from us. Please go to theycan'tstopus.com. Help us build the app to protect us from this censorship. Go to theycan'tstopus.com, and you'll see we have special perks for people who donate $100 and other perks for $250. We'll have a beautiful plaque with the names of anyone who gives us $1,000 or more. I know that's a lot of money. We'll put it on a plaque. And we even have some very special perks for people who really want to save us. For example, I don't know, we'll literally name our entire world headquarters here for 1 year if someone donates $50,000. I have no idea if someone would do that, but I've got to ask. Look, I've got to ask. If someone does, I'll end every show by saying we're signing off from the John Smith World Headquarters of the Rebel, or whatever name you like. We have to do this. If we worked for the CBC, we would just take your money from your taxes. $1.5 billion a year, but we can't and we wouldn't want to. We're 100% reliant on the love of our viewers, which is why we are so careful with our spending and so attentive to what our viewers want to hear. And that's precisely why Trudeau and YouTube want to stop us. But sorry, they can't stop us. Go to theycan'tstopus.com and help us live. Thank you. YouTube is censoring conservatives. It's just a matter of time until they come for us. Help us build our app to survive. Go to theycan'tstopus.com.